Hello everybody. I'm back. It's been a while. It's just been working lately, and I've been working lately into some in real life stuff. I decided I'm not gonna take too long to just um, cause um I decided I'm gonna do it on a whim. It's not gonna be too long. Don't say it would take more than an hour. So it won't take. It will probably be under an hour. So um, so what I wanted to talk about is not much. Just a simple discussion on pop music and that stuff. So well, there's some pop songs that I've been listening to, but I've also been thinking about quite a bit lately. They have just a lot of thoughts on. So I wanted to share them, discuss them about with you guys. So um, so first off, we're gonna start with something that is kind of boring in a way. That being these songs. Uh, so I was watching somebody's worst list of the worst singles of 1975. I'll show you which one because it's a good video. So I will recommend you this one. So this was hit. This was this song, this video. It has this is say you this particular song. Uh this one they make really great videos. So I'm actually gonna link this to you in the gonna link this. I'm gonna link this in the chat actually because this is a good video. So okay. So uh specifically they had this to say You Say Me by Lionel Richie. Uh, so I actually listened to this actually the first time just like 2 days ago, and quite a bit is on my mind, particularly the lyrics. So we all okay. So Lionel Richie, I don't think he makes the most engaging, interesting of music, especially in the 80s, but that's just me. Maybe there's some hidden gems. Maybe he actually is. I don't know. Maybe he actually is pretty lively. I don't really know, but not this song in particular. So this is Say You Say Me. So there's something about these particular lyrics of this song that really stick on my mind and not in a great way. So um okay, okay, okay. So it's Say You Say Me. Say for always. That's the way it should be. Say you, say me, say together, naturally. So it starts with this very low to mid tempo, instrumentation. So yeah, obviously this is just, you know, very a very blunt way of just declaring a statement of saying that we're dedicated to this relationship. That we just did. We're in this together. So say it together. You say it out loud. Not necessarily leaving for much room for quiet reflection and thought or introspection. Just saying it out. And there's definitely, I guess, a very pop sensibility to that. You be blunt directly. I guess, but I don't know. Say you, say me is almost like it's just like the blandest way of putting it this way. The blandest way of like talking, I guess. Now, this first though, I want you to keep in mind what I've said about this chorus. We're gonna apply this throughout the entire song. So, what is this? Well, obviously, the about section gives us nothing because it's literally so. Okay, first one. I had a dream. I had an awesome dream. People in the park playing games in the dark. And what they played was a masquerade. And from behind of walls of doubt, a voice was crying out. So, do you have... Okay, I have not the faintest clue of what exactly this is about. Does anyone have any clue? No? Okay. So... How do we contemplate this? I don't know. So, I had a dream. I had an awesome dream. So, okay, I guess this is from, the guy's perspective. People in the park blink. Well, obviously the entire this is from Lionel Richie or the narrator's perspective. Well, this Lionel Richie is speaking from the voice of a narrator, so somebody a person of the male in the relationship. Is dead. I had a dream. People in the park playing games in the dark. So... And what they played was a masquerade. Okay. This verse in isolation is like one of the strangest things I've heard. It was probably so strange in the context. So strange. It comes directly after the chorus. I was like thrown off. People in the park playing games in the dark. And what they play, a voice was crying out. So, I guess he had a nightmare. Not very much an awesome dream. Well, it was an interesting dream. I guess he was the narrator. So, we had playing games in the dark. What were they playing? What were they playing? Were they playing Jackbox? Snakes and ladders? Truth or dare? I don't know. Okay. So what they play? I guess the games that okay. I guess in China people in the park. But why the park? I mean, games in the dark. It doesn't matter where you at. I don't think it matters where the specific place, except that it is dark. In fact, Because I don't think the setting has any effect on anything that the narrator said in the chorus. Cause like, what is the point then to do? If you're playing games in dark, you could play to be dark anywhere. So, I guess it's just needed for a rhyme, park and dark. Okay. So a masquerade. So I guess games of love. Yeah, that's usually I guess. So it's like, but it's all like so, but it's like so vague about it. Cause like how would you play? How would you? How would people be playing? Were they like unsure about their definite status as a couple or something? Was a masquerade. So what they played. Oh, so the game they're playing is a masquerade, which I'm not sure was it. I'm not sure was is a game. Perhaps maybe that is. I don't know. Oh no, there's a game called Oh no, there's a game called Masquerade. Masquerade is a card game where players battled each other. No. Masquerade. Okay, what is this? Masquerade is a card game where players battle each other to either murder the king or protect them. The deck is comprised of 16. Okay, I don't think that's what he's talking about. I don't think that's what he means when he means a board game, which either means that which is not a game perhaps, but whatever. I don't know. Is it a game perhaps? I don't know. Is it a game perhaps? I don't know. And from behind. So, I guess obviously a masquerade. You have mask on and you hide under a shadow, but but if it's just, but they're not hiding. Well, I guess they hide, but they're just gonna say it. So they're not necessarily hiding it. It's just declaring it out. I don't think it necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily in hiding as so much as it's like, well, I guess it's in hiding. Well, I guess it's a masquerade so much as you could just pull it off. It's just if somebody is bare. So I'm not sure if that tearing that tearing that privacy would be that comfort would be interesting. And from behind walls of doubt, a voice was crying out. So, I guess the truth. I guess it should be. The truth will set you free. I guess. I don't know. Voice is crying out. No, same from this masquerade, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. In fact, okay, I feel like this, on its own, never feels like it's considerably developed beyond just this broad restatement of committed to being committed to a relationship. Cause it just cause it just feels gobbled. It's just this. It's just a name. Cause like it doesn't mean anything in the retros. It means something in the song, but it doesn't reach out to you in any way. You masquerade. You could put this in any single verse. You could just replace this with You're not telling me what you are telling. You're not telling me what you really are, and it would have the same effect, which would be none. So yeah. So let's move on to verse 2. As we go down life's lonesome highway. Okay. Seems the hardest thing to do is to find a friend or two, a helping hand, someone who understands. Then when you feel you've lost your way, you got someone there to say, I'll show you. Well, this is just straightforward. Well, this is just taking any sort of artistic intent now. Just go down life's lonesome highway. Someone who understands. You lost your way. I'll show you. Yeah. Yep. Sure is. Sure is. Can I just say that this is a soundtracking a movie called White Nights? I ain't never. You know the music video actually contained this? I'm not sure what is it about. This is a soundtrack to 1985 spy thriller about the friendship between a Soviet dancer trying to defect to the West and an American dancer who has defected to the Soviet Union. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. I have nothing really to say about the verse, so I'm just gonna move into the bridge. So the interesting thing in the actual song is like it starts ramping it into like a synth banger, I guess. It tries, or at least it tries. There's absolutely nothing to it. There's absolutely there's no build up. It's just like there's like so build up, but it's like so abrupt that it kind of catches you sort of off guard if it didn't also feel like it is like slapdash. So you think you know the answers. Oh no, because the whole world has got you dancing. That's right. I'm telling you. It's time to start believing. Oh yes, believing who you are. You are a shining star. And then you just reverse back to the original. So, well, okay, this has to do with the dancing. Okay, so this has to do with the movie. So I don't really. So I guess nothing at that counts. I mean, it was the only dance. It's time to stop believing. A shining star. Wait, what does that have to do with the rest? What? Wait, what does that have to do with the rest? What does it have to do with the rest of the song? Cause like, it's time to stop believing. Oh yes, believing who you are. You are a shining star. Say you, say me, say for wait. I feel like this is just like a completely different because it reminded that was a soundtrack single to a movie about a dancer. So I guess you are a shining star. I guess. So I don't. I well, I'm not. I'm not sure. Maybe. So you think you know the answers? So I guess it could work. I guess in that commitments to at least. But like, you could squint at it. Actually, you could squint and maybe see could do. I don't know if they know how to go about it, but they don't. He doesn't, and I don't think she. But like, it's not really that. It's just forgot it was a soundtrack. You're a shining star. What did that comedians have to do with? Were they the Chinese? Were they also a dancer? I don't know. All I know is that this song is complete, garbage in the most inane way as possible. So yeah, this is bad. Let's dive into a possibly worse. Let's actually talk about. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, let's talk about Let's talk about this Ed Sheeran song, "Bad Habits." Um, well, actually, let's not. But the only thing that feels as is interesting is when I read this interview, well, the about section, with each side, Ed noted that bad habits serves to be fully present as a new father. Specifically, he wanted to curb the habits of pouring a drink so he'd be ready to take his then pregnant wife to the hospital whenever her water broke. So I wanted you to keep it that when it feels like okay. So okay. So I don't know. Maybe. I guess the only thing interesting is that um, bad habits. Um, I don't know. It just feels kind of broadly sketch. Every time I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights and converse I barely know, swearing this body probably right is night. So I feel like let's look at a different. Let's look comparatively at an Ed Sheeran song that I think is a bit detailed in its hookup. So, and let's look at this. Let's look at these, cause this isn't too far from when he strayed. It's late in the evening, glass on the side, and beside him, ignoring everybody here. We wish they'd disappear, so maybe we could get down now. And I don't want. No. If you get in ahead of the program, I want you to be mine, lady. To hold your body close, to take another step into the no man's land, and for the longest time, lady. Okay. Okay, this is slightly different. This is very much different from what we're talking about. But it also deals with this inner. It also deals with this inner darkness that Ed Sheeran had a bit earlier in his career. But it's dissected in a much more interesting fashion, where he details his hookup and spending most of the night. It starts like he sets off the scene. It's late in the evening, glass on the side. Hold your body close. Then a no man's land. And I don't want to know if you're getting ahead of them. We wish they would disappear. If you're feeling and falling, won't you come on, get it, both feel rush into, this love is a blaze to the fall. This love is a blaze to the face from the sad to say to the fire brigade comes in a couple of days until then we got nothing to say and nothing to know. Besides the jiggy baby said it is wrong. Let it go to the roads of change. Singing we found love in a local vein. I didn't really know what I'm supposed to say, but I could just figure it out in a hope and pray. I told her my name, this is nice to meet you. Did you hit it with a water, bottle of water filled with tequila? The other didn't know if she's a keeper. Just with it was something I was like that kind of some deep shit. And if anybody finds out, I bet John don't, but I'm drinking all of down. Down someone was just sitting on the couch one day, and I should get in my mouth. Okay, I don't. Oh, so there's so much detail that is packed into these. He raps it, but there's the important thing is that this detail, this love is a blaze, a flame, is how that hookup really gets wild at the end of the night. That inner darkness that feels so potent. It actually kind of feels potent in a way, in the way that the acoustic and how Pharrell's beat really works, and it's much more chaotic. It's a different kind of darkness, but one that I think is a bit more potent actually. Unlike this, where, well, okay, it's going for a different tone, but it feels so toothless, like my bad habits. But bad habit, I don't mind simplistic language when it comes to pop, but I feel like if with such a simple title, you should actually elaborate on that. You should elaborate on how it really makes you, the inner details. There's this interesting narrative. I feel like kinda just only appears in the chorus, and even so, kind of feels by the numbers. Conversations with a stranger, Bob barely know. Late nights ending alone. Well, this is the opposite. Truly miserable. But yeah, I don't know. This is the sort of language that it feels broadly sketched in a way that feels oddly toothless, especially with the, I guess, more dance-ready EDM instrumental. I don't know. The song kind of is really disappointing and underwhelming, especially from an interesting song like Ed Sheeran. So, you know what you should do though? Let's talk about a good song. Well, should I talk about? Well, I'm gonna talk about this one very quick because this particularly pisses me off, you know. Well, the remix, in fact. Well, this is an interesting remix. Okay, so you know the original I Hope. You've heard it on the radio lots of times. So, was that really loud? Okay, so I Hope. So it's a very personal song. It is an extremely personal song. Well, it is it's pretty much. So, yeah, obviously, the original is a very personal song, I hope. Obviously, it comes from Gabby's perspective. So, we get to these verses, it's basically, I hope she makes you smile the way you smile. Like, you know, just detailing how this relationship started to how it crashed down due to his side. He's telling about what the revenge, what he feels like, the karma, you know, how exactly it feels. You know, the karma is very potent. What Justin Timberlake's, what goes around comes around. What he said, you know, I hope she makes you smile the way you smile in the middle. Yeah, he talks about how. Another way she gives you details on how it feels. She gives you details on how their relationship went before they crashed down due to infidelity. So, how, and, you know, hoping, and she hopes, she's angry, she hopes that it starts out the same way and then it happens to him like you did in the most important line, like you did on me. Like you didn't. It's the anchor of the entire song, the anchor of the entire sentiment. Like the revenge that you did is karma. It's karma. How it exactly occurs the same way. And then with all these wisps of fantasy, just for it to crash down. And then in the bridge, I hope you feel the same. Yeah, quite an anchoring. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. Not really much. Which makes... I really wish it had better production, because for the most part, it seems to be kind of mostly effective to lyrics. I just wish it better production. So. But this remix... Well, okay. Yeah, obviously, this remix starts in the same way. It's the same way as actually the Save Your Tears remix, It starts in the same way, the intro starts off normally, it goes to the first chorus, it's just the first. Now, we get to what is exactly why this particular remix is honestly, like, baffling and atrocious. Honestly, I honestly think this might be one of the worst ever remixes. It just only for how it misconceives, how it misses the entire point. Now, what is Charlie Puth doing here? Well, let's see. On changing the perspective to give a song a twist, Charlie said, "The song is thematically about a girl not wishing her ex well. You messed me up. I hope someone else messes you up too. It made me think, what if there's a situation where there's a split screen, the same thing is happening to the guy, but they weren't telling each other, so... Yeah, what? Okay. Okay. Yeah, obviously. Okay. Now, the one thing in contrast to, I hope she shows up, and then he switches the pronouns from she to he. You might not think this. Now, obviously, at the first glance, the surface glance, you might think, oh, this makes sense. He's thinking from the guy's perspective, right? Well, it doesn't work, actually. It doesn't. Because what I told you about being a very personal song that the comment in is that she's trying to wish the song is exactly the revenge. The karma, what goes around comes around. So that added perspective is kind of odd because because in the original song the guy is portrayed as the villain. He is the villain pretty much, and of swearing the revenge. So hope he shows up. Yeah, babe, I hope he shows up in the two. Hanging on to a girl. Hope you. So is he singing from the guy's perspective? Because if so, okay, good. And then this connects to the chorus. Like you did on me. See, the perspective is changed. So now the guy, Charlie Puth, the guy Puth, we assume the role is playing. He wishes, so she wishes the guy would cheat on her. Like it didn't, like, but the perspective, but in the original song, the guy cheated on them. The guy cheat. Oh, okay. The guy cheated on them. The guy cheated on them. The guy cheated on the girl. The guy cheated on the girl. But it doesn't make any sense. The guy cheated on the girl, so she's pissed. There's nothing in the original letter saying that she had some infidelity too. Nothing in the original ever implied any sort of infidelity, and I've and this just adds to and it just kind of muddles the entire song because now we have to think that the guy that she was just you get cheated on, but she was already cheated on. So was she? But she was already cheated on by a guy who, in the narrative, the original song, this is a remix, is the cheater. So technically, that technically makes them both unsymp. Technically, you can't sympathize for anyone. Both people are the villain, which misses the point of the entire song. Because the guy, it is a very, I hope it's a one-sided song for a reason. It is Venom, you know? It is, because it is a very clear shit. And just muddling it up just because, why? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I'm like, now it just feels confusing. And also, Charlie Puth sucks on this. Charlie Puth sounds really bad on the maybe not in the verses, but in the chorus he sounds exactly like really bad. Just it's like two loud voices. The original I hope always has a very roughing sound, and it also kind of makes it slightly unbearable for me. But the addition of Charlie Puth's voice along with Gabby Barrett's voice in the chorus, yeah, that honestly makes it just damn near unlistenable. Damn near unlistenable. Honestly, I'm like, I can't even. This is just so bad. This is like true. Like the content, this lyrics kind of suck. These kind of suck. This felt like it's just an industry thing, just that. But having any sort of autistic intent or any sort of interesting recontextualization, it confuses and muddles the narrative, and it's not even supposed to. It's not even intended, but like. It's just two people shouting at each other, they're yelling at each other in this song. Which, yeah, yes, it felt like. But that's not, why, the song is not constructed around that. The song is not constructed. I bring up the Save Your Tears remix actually, but that's actually look at the remix that actually kind of works in this point. Okay, so we obviously assign. Meant you. So yeah, Ariana Grande she sexualizes this strange relationship that, well, with a new verse of her own that actually adds to something instead of just rearranging pronouns. Much too. It's just two people singing at each other. It's an interesting. It's interesting. Adds another piece to the narrative that also contributes to. That also keeps that very personal narrative of the original Save Your Tears. This is a good remix, actually. I actually like this. I know that you. She keeps it anchored to the personal, to the anchored to the personal of the original. Met you once. I kept my distance. Like I'm nobody else. Don't. There's a double. Don't like when I'm by yourself. Okay. It could put you to hell. Like, you could just said some. Well, actually, you can't say somebody because. Well, we understand that both people were estranged in a relation. Both people are exes, in fact. So, honestly, it's pretty solid remix that actually keeps the original. So, this one instantly better than the original. And how did I get really angry? Um, in fact, let's actually keep a pause. Let's talk about date. Let's talk about Olivia Rodrigo. Um, hi. Now this song is kind of interesting. So, well, it's interesting in how the sound connects to the lyrics and the tone. So we sort of very softly, as Olivia Rodrigo co-writes, she details how this relationship went. Do all the tiny little not exactly of the big gestures, but of these details that really stuck out to her, and how she recalls fondly. That's why it starts off very softly. And Call writes in Malibu, reruns at Glee, saying you're so unique. And then, yeah, it's also a very petty song. And she sort of, I think it actually kind of worked. Well, and that's kind of petty. But like, why would that necessarily matter? Well, because she remembers all those stuff. I mean, yeah, that stuff sticks with the guy too. So it's like, why not use the magic, you know? But like, it's like, that was our thing. But that actually, well, yeah, it's a very teenage kind of thing. It's like, do you get deja vu? Do you get? That's why the deja vu actually kind of makes sense in this, because of these details that really really remind her that really much of the last relationship. It's like that repetition. It's like, you still remember this stuff, but why aren't you really starting anew? Why aren't new things being made? She knows Billy Joel, you played the Uptown Girl. Well, why? Okay, you may understand why she I didn't know why she references Uptown Girl. Why is she? Well, it's just like a small detail. It's just the song in Uptown Girl wouldn't mean anything in this context. It's just a song that they used to sing together. Play her piano, but she doesn't know that I was the one who taught you Billy Joel. See, that's where the piano man. I think that's probably piano man something. Hmm. But why does it have this weird instrumentation after the chorus, the first chorus? Well, it's I guess it's a very interesting psychedelic fruit. But why is it interesting? Yeah. But why does it sound like this? But why does it sound like that? I feel like here's my hypothesis. It is a hypothesis. I decided. So it's a hypothesis which it's a hypothesis in which I feel like as though these memories really roar together. These really roar when she and Olivia sees, as you see the draw of those memories really lingering on. And I feel as though Olivia seems to recall very. It seems that those kind of morph, they sound weird because they're not exactly. How it starts differently though, cause how it started was very softly, it was very reminiscing and very. The girl, in fact, wasn't introduced until the second verse. Well, not until the last one, because then it swells up into this psychedelic kind of like guitar that roams on in the production, because like in how it's almost kind of because then how those memories seem to be kind of familiar but also distorted in a way, because it's not the same, it's not exactly the same. So this deja vu really, I guess this deja vu is kind of interesting because it's familiar but it's off-putting, much like deja vu. The sensation of deja vu is the sensation of deja vu. What is its meaning? A feeling of already experienced tedious familiarity. Tedious familiarity. Tedious. All the tedium, these little details that she remembers. Nothing is really new. And she has to point it out because, well, she notices it so much. And yeah, everything is all reused. Pretty blunt, but it's kind of fitting. It's all reused. Cause it keeps that softening even with the guitar in the second verse. Why is she saying? So Imishina's, but it's a song that I guess still not over, I guess, in a way. But it actually works kind of really well. Like it makes it. It's still. I feel like it's kind of petty, but in a way that's anchored in a way of teenage angst. Like you notice all these little details. It's very Taylor Swift, which is not necessarily out of the question because, well, very much she's influenced by Taylor Swift. She's a Taylor Swift fan. But you know, this is a good song. And if you, I think you probably should think about it. Take another look if you feel put off by it's how it sounds and the contrast between the verses. So, how long have we been going? 50 something? Well, I think about time. I haven't talked about a few. So, yeah, thank you for here talking about pop music. Thank you for talking. Thank you for coming to my stream about pop music. So, if maybe if this gets good, I kind of like doing this. It was a bit of a quick, one of, well, I think it went a bit longer, but it's because I ramble on a bit. Cause, yeah. So yeah. Thank you so much for the discussion. I really kind of like doing this. I had a lot of thoughts. I'm trying to get them all out. I might do something with this. Make it into an actual video or something. So yeah. thank you for watching. If you all stuck around or something. So, I want to see if there's anyone interested. No? No one? Okay. Well, oh! I could read more.